Sunday's result at Tannadice left a bitter taste, and now a big name has made a manager move that could completely change the summer at Celtic Park. We've also got a blunt verdict on the striker who supposedly leads the line, some real talk from the captain about the title race, and the reaction from the stands that says everything about where this club is right now. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Let's just address the elephant in the room. The Tannadice pitch on Sunday was an absolute state. Celtic even posted an aerial photo showing both stadiums side by side. You could barely see a blade of green at Tannadice, while Dens Park next door looked completely fine. That tells you everything. Now, the pitch was genuinely a disgrace, and some would say it shouldn't be anywhere near the SPFL. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Dundee United had to play on it too, and they managed to put the ball in the net twice. Celtic looked like they had no intention of doing the same. Stephen McGowan from the Press Box podcast put it bluntly. He said Celtic simply can't be seen complaining about the surface because it would just come across as deflection, and honestly, he's right. He said, let's be blunt here. That was maybe particularly bad yesterday, but they haven't been playing well on bowling greens. They haven't been playing well on the best conceivable surfaces. So it didn't help them, but equally Dundee United managed to deal with it. And that's the brutal reality. The pitch didn't cost Celtic the game. The performances have been poor on surfaces far better than what they faced on Sunday. The title race has now been taken out of Celtic's hands. Martin O'Neill and his staff have 7 cup finals left and need to win every single one of them. It's a massive ask. Now for the main story, as the Celtic manager race just got a very interesting new name entering the conversation. Christian Ilzer, the 48-year-old Austrian currently in charge of TSG Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga, has seen his odds to become the next Celtic manager slashed overnight. According to Oddschecker on the 23rd of March, Ilzer is now at 12-1 to take over at Celtic Park. That's a significant move in the betting markets, and it means he's firmly in the conversation. So who is this guy? Ilzer is an Austrian manager whose playing career was cut short by injuries at just 17 years old. He moved straight into coaching and has been building a reputation ever since. He's managed clubs like Wolfsberger AC, Austria Wien, and most notably Sturm Graz before making the move to Germany with Hoffenheim. His overall win percentage sits just above 50%, and he has Austrian Bundesliga and Cup titles on his CV. What's caught people's attention is what he's doing right now. He took over Hoffenheim midway through the 2024 to 2025 season and kept them up. This season, he's taken them to 5th in the Bundesliga, and they're right in the fight for Champions League football. That's seriously impressive. His contract runs until 2027, which means Celtic would need to make a move to poach him. But for a club rebuilding after a difficult season, landing a manager who's punching above his weight in one of Europe's top leagues would absolutely be a coup. Where does the race stand overall? Robbie Keane is still the current favourite at 6-4. Jens Berthel Asko from Motherwell is close behind at 15-8. Roberto Martinez is still in the mix at 9-2. And Martin O'Neill himself is listed as an outsider at 12-1 to keep the job into next season. It's a race that's clearly wide open. In other news, Celtic captain Callum McGregor has made a comment about the title race that is already generating a lot of debate, and not in a good way. Following Sunday's defeat, when it was put to McGregor that Celtic might need to win all 7 of their remaining games, he said this to the BBC, "We'll see if we need to win them all or not, but I think we have to go on a run. Certainly, you've got to win at least 5 or 6 to have a good chance. The problem? That's simply not right. Celtic need to win all 7, not 5 or 6, all 7, and even then, they're relying on Hearts above them to drop points. The title is no longer in Celtic's hands, full stop. Think about what's ahead. Celtic haven't beaten Hearts in 3 attempts this season. They have 2 draws and a loss against Rangers in the league. Before the split, there's still Dundee to play, the same Dundee who beat Celtic back in October at Dens. There is genuinely nothing in the run-in that makes this feel straightforward. From the captain, the mentality has to be, we need to win every single game. Anything short of that message coming from the dressing room isn't going to cut it at this stage of the season. In other news, Chris Sutton has not held back after Sunday's game, and his target is Kelechi Iheanacho, who started up front for Celtic against Dundee United. It was Iheanacho's first start since the League Cup final against St Mirren after a run of cameo appearances and missed games. Cavankara was unavailable due to illness, and Adamu started from the bench, leaving the Nigerian to lead the line. Sutton, speaking on the Records podcast, said the fact that Iheanacho started tells you everything about what a mess Celtic are in right now, even as arguably the best striker at the club, which isn't exactly high praise. Sutton said he's still nowhere near good enough. He said, "I don't know how you guys felt, but it was a shock to me that Iheanacho started. It just shows you what a mess, what a muddle Celtic are in. I think there were times in the first half where he was just downright lazy, and he didn't work hard enough when balls were being played forward to actually get in a position where he could even be challenging for a ball and a knockdown. It's been the story of Celtic's season in the final third." Iheanacho signed on a one-year free deal last summer and has done very little to suggest that contract should be extended. The expectation is he'll be gone in the summer, along with Adamu and Kvankara, neither of whom have done enough for Celtic to trigger the option to buy clauses in their loan agreements. A big rebuild up front is coming. Lastly, the atmosphere among the Celtic support at Tannadice on Sunday told its own story, and it wasn't just anger, it was something worse. It was apathy. There were protests, yes. A section of fans directed anger at board members and directors in the stands. But Robert Grieve, speaking on the Press Box podcast, pointed out that when the TV cameras panned across the rest of the away end, the mood was very different. He said, "The one thing that struck me from Tannadice yesterday was the apathy from the Celtic fans. I think they've seen this coming. I don't think there are many Celtic fans right now, with 7 games to go, who believe their team is going to win 7 games out of 7. So for that in itself, does that take them out of the equation? Arguably, it does. And that's the reality of where things stand. This isn't a fan base in shock. It's a fan base that saw this coming from a mile away. The protests and boycotts earlier in the season were the warning signs. Celtic have 8 league losses already with 7 games to play. They haven't beaten either of the top 2 in 6 attempts this season. A massive summer overhaul is on the cards, and according to some, it could be even bigger than the one Ange oversaw back in 2021. The club needs to rebuild from the ground up, and that rebuild starts with getting the right manager through the door. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.